going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we've got the review for episode 97 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Now, I have not a lot to say about this episode because, to be honest, not a lot really happened at all. I thought it was a very, very bad episode, if I'm 100% honest. But before I go into what I have to say, as always, we're going to see what you guys said on the community tab on YouTube. So out of 124 of you, 51% rated this episode as just okay. And yeah, if I had to pick any of them, I'd say maybe like in between bad and okay. It was a average, maybe below average episode, if I'm completely honest. It's completely skippable, honestly, and I know skipping episodes and skipping parts of anime and all this type of stuff, I know it's frowned upon, but honestly, I truly believe in Boruto's circumstances, a lot of it is definitely skippable. But anyway, going into what you guys had to say in the comment section, Alvin Anis says, quite predictable. I already knew the conclusion from Shikadai since it's going to be only lasting one episode, but it was nice to see Shikadai grow a little bit as a character and utilise his knack of the wind style that he got from his mother's side. That's true. The one redeeming factor of this episode was seeing the wind style. That probably is the highlight of it all, which maybe says quite a little bit. Like Nina says that in a way it was the most realistic episode ever. Kids nowadays don't know what to do in the future and are sometimes victim of pressure from their parents to do a certain job or profession. So what Shikadai experienced was very relatable for real world kids of his generation, and that is exactly what I think the writers were going for in this episode. They do these a lot in these kind of one-off episodes. They try and make them very kid focused and try and have a subliminal message within there somewhere for kids to try and pick up on and learn, to try and help them in their real world lives. And honestly, I'm all for that, but they tend not to be that great, and especially in this circumstance, because although I'm all for it, Shikadai was probably not the right character to do it with, purely for the fact that the Narracan are such an intelligent, I don't know if this is me just maybe being a bit picky or what, but I feel as though a different character would have been better off doing this, not setting Shikadai as the example, especially with Shikamaru as well. I thought Shikamaru was kind of oddly portrayed in this episode. I thought he'd be a lot harsher on the feudal lord, because we know Shikamaru does not take any funny business. You know, it's his way or no one's way. You know, if he thinks something's right, he's a bit like Naruto in the case that he'll just force it on everyone. But usually the way he does it is the much more logical and much more upfront and forceful way. So I'm surprised he was just so sat back and relaxed about it, but we'll see. Anyway, going on to Kwaki. Who knew that Shikadai can use wind style? Now, I think it was fairly obvious he could use wind style. It was just, you start to question it when he never bloody did use it, which it was stupid. I couldn't believe, I don't know why it's took him this long to learn wind style, honestly, but he's gone and done it now. It was a good episode. I love Shikadai's wind style jutsu. Also looking forward to Denki's episode. He needs his own jutsu. Yeah, I fully expected Denki, once he hooked up his little Game Boy laptop, whatever it freaking was, I was expecting him to have some sort of jutsu, but you know what, never mind. Yet again, another lackluster episode, but worry not, we may be in the sunken place right now, but after this arc, we might finally get into the manga's content. Have faith. Now, one of the main reasons I don't completely rip into the Boruto anime is because the way I view it is a seasonal anime without the break. And what I mean by that is once a year or once every couple years, you're going to get a high-end, well-produced, good adaptation of the manga, and then after that's finished, you get a break. But in Boruto's case, there's no break, and it's just then the gaps are filled in by anime original content, novels, whatever they can possibly stuff in there. And that's, honestly, I don't know if I like it that way or not. You're just gonna have to live with it, unfortunately, anyway. So we'll go on to the next one. Alright, I got to see Shikadai push Chocho's rolling jutsu covered in Chocho's lightning style from her mum. Now that would be fantastic. That would be really, really awesome. If there's any way they're going turn this Inashikacho from less of an Inashikacho clone from previous Naruto generations in Boruto, you know, aside from Inajin, he's the most unique of them all, then I really think that's the direction they should take it. I think Chocho Lightning Human Boulder would be fantastic when paired up with like Shikadai's wind style. I've always wanted Shikadai to somehow put Shadow Paralysis and his wind style together somehow. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Going on to some more, glad to see that I will focus on his wind style and also Shadow. He will have a lot of potential to surpass his father, which is as it should be. You know, the next generation should surpass the previous one. Now then, going on to what I was saying. Now, carrying on from earlier, like I said, I thought it was a below average episode in my opinion. It was pretty pointless actually, and like I was saying, totally skippable. I think if you went past this episode, you wouldn't miss anything. The only slightest bit of significance was, like I said, Shikadai's wind style and him saying that he'd use it more often and train with it a bit more, which, you know, may just be them getting our hopes up. He may never use it again for like 100 episodes time, and if that's the case, then that makes this episode even more pointless. But, you know, we knew he could use it as well, which is one of the other things. I'm pretty sure Tamari's mentioned it before, that maybe she's trained with him at some point in the past. Maybe, I'm imagining that, I'm not too sure, but that is what I remember somehow. So it was cool nonetheless to see it, but it doesn't redeem the episode that much. The power plant thing, oh, I have so many problems with this damn power plant. For a start, why is nobody working? This power plant has been attacked. There's a massive hole in the wall, which I'm sorry, but there's a huge hole in the wall with electricity spewing out of it. Does nobody think that maybe should caution off? Is there no one there standing guard cautioning it off when there's a massive hole in the wall? That is, oh, the writing was terrible. It truly was. Nobody working at the power plant except Denki. Like, oh, didn't Denki said that his father who owned the power plant or whatever was like multi-millionaire, something like that. It's just painful, and I understand sacrifices sometimes have to be made in writing to let the story progress, but in this case it didn't let the story progress and the writing was sacrificed in a terrible way. So I have no remorse for that. I thought that was awfully done in my opinion. Another thing which I don't understand is why Shikadai gets the blame for failing a mission. Like, what did he do? Like, seriously, he caught two of them, Chocho then caught them, and he went after the last one, you know? Why is that Shikadai's problem? Can someone tell me what Inajin was doing in that? Like, I thought it was pretty stupid. I don't know why they all ganged up on Shikadai blaming him for their failure, because I was just dumb as hell, if I'm 100% honest. I have no clue. And I think I have to just end the review kind of there, because I'm just going to keep going on and on. The Boruto anime at some point, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me saying this, and I still do like the Boruto anime. I think this next arc, you know, I'm probably going to enjoy it. I don't rate the Boruto anime that highly. I definitely think it's full of flaws, but I enjoy it for what it is. I don't tend to set my expectations too high for it, which is kind of the best way to watch it, unfortunately. But it's very obvious that a lot of the time, a lot of these one-off episodes and a lot of the episodes in general, it's kind of, you could probably compare it to something like Pokemon, where the Boruto anime is clearly been set up and written to last ages, to get as much money as possible, to get as much kids invested in it as possible, to grow up with it, so that years later down the line it can be another Pokemon where their kids can tune in and watch it and have no knowledge of what's going on and that kind of thing. It's clearly been set up to be a very, very long runner like the Pokemon anime, where a lot of the focus is towards children, which is a shame because, as we know, the manga content, it's very, very good, but it's so apparent how badly the Boruto anime has tarnished the name of the Boruto series in general, which is extremely unfortunate. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad, and I'll be seeing you guys in another video. But until then, peace.